Hello there, RC. We're playing Operation Crimson Tide. This is a turn 4 overview. I'm going to move the calendar to July 38 for turn 5 to start next turn. So, some things happened. Japan attacked China, and I bumped up to 21. KMT counterattacked me. I'm down 2 to 19. That triggered a whole pile of weirdness in income. So the Canadians stayed the same. Australia jumped up to. We're playing the China at War expansion, so there was some rolling for warlords rather than them all going to the KMT. So the CCP are now at 5 instead of 2. The FEC is at 7. I gave them a few bucks by doing that. KMT's up to 8. They were at 6, but they took $2 away from me in the last turn there. So there we go. So the KMT's tied with Russia. France and Italy are both tied at 10. I bumped France up again. The Americans are at 11. I bumped them up from 6 by declaring war on China. The UK are at 15. And Germany's still at 24. So that's where we sit now. So we shall see. The KMT and the Americans just finished their turn. So all is good. Let's take a look at some tech. I can't remember what was here before, what wasn't. So we're just going to run through it quick. Russia advanced artillery stage 1. Germans advanced mech halfway at stage 2. Jet fighters and are stage 1 for the Americans and the Germans. Heavy bombers are stage 2 for the Americans and Germans again. Long range aircraft. France is putting in a showing, along with, which is odd, but entertaining, along with Russia and the Americans in stage 1. Britain has stage 2. Radar, stage 1 for the Germans. And the wartime economy, Japan's in last. Well, no, the Italians don't have anything on the board there yet either, but France and Britain both have stage 2, along with Russia and Germany. Improved factories, we've got Britain, Russia, and Germany at stage 2. Improved construction, we got Italy and Japan up at stage 2, and Germany, Russia, and Britain at stage 3. Build charts, not much changed. The only major change to the build charts is the Australians completed their factory or the Anzac completed their factory. We had a little bit of action down here. I'm trying to remember here. I think the Germans and myself both sent a Lend-Lease to Buenos Aires here, and the Americans on their turn controlling Brazil just Lend-Leased cavalry here. I can't remember the name of this place. Pampas, I'm not sure. And they took an infantry and a marine from here, did an amphibious assault against the militia, and they got a marine left. So, all good. It wasn't the first round, so there's no double casualties, so they just took the infantry off. That's that for that. Germany just built a bunch of stuff and is parking it all in Berlin there. He's getting a decent stack in there, but I mean, it's still an early game. Britain's been moving boats around all game. I don't know what's going on with some of these boats. As you can see by the paint scheme here, these boats originated out of the FEC, those two that are darker, so I don't know what's going on. They're moving boats around like it's a shell game, trying to hide the shell and get made a bet on it. I don't know what the plan is there. France is using that Moroccan Gourmets infantry. Wherever it sits, everything that's there is going to stay Free French. And I mean, they joined the French Foreign Legion here with 2 other colonials, 3 infantry now, a fighter, a medium bomber, an artillery. They're loading that place up. The whole Navy's parked out front. But at the same time, it's pretty empty up here in France. There's 3 infantry, a motorized, and an AA gun on the border. Picardy's got a militia, and then Paris itself has got 3 infantry, an AA gun, and 2 militia. And that's it. So I don't know what the plan is with France. It seems like they're loading up down here, and we'll see where they go from that. Let's see what else is going on. Can't see South Africa. There you go. Down here in South Africa, the British put a destroyer on escort duty right next to a sub for the Germans, and they're building a marine down here. There's a bunch of Navy that's collecting out here by Aden, and the Italians, well, let's finish with the British here. They're stacking up Eastern Egypt or the Suez Canal, which is a standard move, so nothing shocking there. And yeah, they've just been moving their Navy around, so be it. There we go. Italy's been building some. They built the Colonial that came with a free air transport, and I used that actually to fly infantry down here from northern Italy. And they built themselves a transport up here too. I assume that'll increase their capacity so they can move more guys back and forth. It'll also give them the opportunity to come through the Suez if they want, and either drop off more guys down here or bring more guys up or threaten some areas. I don't know what the plan is here for Italy. It's still early game. Turkey. I can't remember who all did a roll. But let me see. I've got a total of 2 rolls for Germany, 3 rolls for Russia with 1 success. I've got, or maybe there's 2 successes. I'm going to have to double check that. Italy's got 4 rolls. They paid 3 times. And they've got a total of 3 successes. So I can't remember. Russia might have 1 more on there. So let me double check. Oh, well, we'll double check here when they do their turn here. All right, what else is going on? There's not a lot of units down here in this area yet, but they spent time and effort on Fort. They're really loading up Hong Kong, which is an interesting choice. Hong Kong and Malay. So, you know, they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. They got 3 baskets they're filling up. Australia finished their what do you call it, fortification in Sydney. Now, the really weird and interesting thing, China has become problematic for me. That's okay. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right. Now, I don't have the China at War set. I didn't realize we were playing it until I was going to go buy 5 expansions I've hardly played. I wanted to find out what they were like first. So this yellow chip underneath this infantry is an elite infantry, or a +1 attack and defense. So essentially it's the same as my SNLF. There's 5 other infantry that survived. I had an SNLF and 2 Marines in there, and they attacked me from the Szechuan and Nanking with 9 infantry. So 9 versus 3, and inevitably the first round I got knocked out. So be it. I got 1 hit, and they had 2 guys run away. So there was 1 guy that went back to Nanking, and another guy went back to Szechuan, and they reinforced Szechuan from Hunan there. So we'll see what they do. The Americans took the fighter that was on their carrier on the far side and lend-leased it to the KMT as the Flying Tigers. That's why you haven't. Oh, let me just back you up a little bit. There you go. That's why we have this American fighter down there. And yeah, the Canadians have arrived in Hong Kong and Singapore. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's, for me, I hope it's historical. For the Canadians, not so much. Yeah, so this was a bit of a kick. It wasn't that bad. It's only 3 units, but I'm kind of out of position right now, so I need to figure out something to do next turn. So I'll take a look at that and figure it out. Yeah, so I need to see what the CCP does, and then I'll have something to do here. And These things were causing problems for my other players to see what was going on. So I'm just going to slide this card in here, and I'm going to take the transports off there. We got a battleship, because a few people were asking, and if you weren't asking, then don't worry about this. Battleship, battle cruiser, heavy cruiser, light cruiser, 3 destroyers, torpedo boat destroyer, 3 subs, and a coastal sub. All right. And then we're just going to throw 2 more transports in there. So that's what I had there. Now this other one was also causing confusion. So I'm going to clean this one up too. Number 2 here, we're going to get that out of the way. And we're just going to go 3 transports, 2 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, a battleship, a light and a heavy and a fleet carrier, along with a fighter and 2 tacticals. So there you go. That'll be a little easier to follow, I hope. And because yeah, apparently we were having some confusion with what was going on here. So we've cleaned that up. Now I'm gonna just detail what ship moves where, because as my turns progress, if I'm bombarding or transporting or whatever, I'm gonna need to call out what came from where and where it went, and it's gonna be easier to do it off the board than off these cards. So that's what we're gonna do for now, and we'll see how that goes. Not sure what else is going on here. There wasn't all that much going on. We've had some discussion, and yeah, so we'll find out what's going on with this warlord, because we're finding out rules that are coming up from the expansion that we didn't know at the time. So we're gonna see something in there might change. And of course the KMT used the supply token sent by someone in the British, I can't remember which economy, that upgraded an infantry in here. They bought an infantry there, and then they bought an infantry and a militia down here. They were really worried about that $1 island down there. So I mean, okay, we shall see how this all proceeds. I'm hoping that my success in Japan was not that short-lived, though it's looking like I'm going to have to do some redrawing of lines, because I'm currently surrounded. I'm surrounded on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 infantry, a cavalry, and a fighter. Versus 4 guys. I mean, they got a river on one side and they got a mountain border on the other side, but that's only round 1. Those numbers aren't looking so friendly for me, so I might have to figure out a way to either beef that up or take something out next door or move my stuff around. I don't know yet. I need to see what the CCP do. They are next. So no, the Germans are next, and then the CCP along with the Russians. I'm curious to see what their next move is. And yeah, that's it. So that's January 1938 complete. And merci, and see you later. Hope that you were entertained and enjoy yourselves.